What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Down Once More. I'm your host, Matt. If you're watching on YouTube, you have probably already noticed that we're doing a different background today. I am outside on my back deck, got the sun rising in the background, add some nice little ambient noise with birds chirping, and it is a bit windy, so there could be some wind noise in the background. But that makes this into like an ASMR sleep thing, where you have the wind rustling in the trees in the background. So now you can use this podcast to listen to when you go to sleep. I was struggling with what to talk about this week. Last week, I did my favorite A to Z musical songs, and I had a lot of fun with that. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll do A to Z sad songs this week and go right into that. Started building my list and everything, and then I'm like, you know what? It's too soon. I'm going back to the well too soon for that. Got to keep some ideas held back for like May and June and just future of the pod, right? And I did notice as I started building my list, because I went to sad songs, because as I talked about on that episode last week, the heartbreaking songs are typically what I gravitate towards. And as I was building my list, I was realizing I could pretty much just do this on secondhand serenade songs. We're hitting a lot of the alphabet letters with that, especially like the tricky ones. I don't think they have a Z one, but we have Y, we have Your Call, uh, we have, I almost said like an X one, but they don't have an X one. They have Awake and Vulnerable. V was the other tricky one that I saw as I was listening. And that was just because I put my sad songs playlist on shuffle. Also, if you want to check out my A to Z playlist for best musical songs, including all the honorable mentions, you can head over to Linktree / Down Once More Pod and check it out there. I have it on my Apple Music playlist is shared. I do not have a Spotify that I use, so you can go to that. It may just link you to all of my Apple Music playlists on my personal one, so you can see all the things that I gravitate towards. So don't judge. A lot of those are ones I made in like high school. They have like 10 songs on them back when I was burning CDs back in the day. This might just be the most like chaotic random episode ever, because I am pretty sure I have at least some form of adult onset ADHD, because I squirrel like a motherfucker. And that will be very apparent in this episode, if this episode ever sees the light of day. Audio quality could be crap. I am seeing in the screen the sunrise behind me does look pretty sweet, so I don't want to kill it for that reason. Maybe it'll just have to be a bonus episode. We'll see. This is what I do. I talk my thoughts out loud, and this is probably going to be the ultimate, like, this is why white men should not white men should not have podcasts. That's what they do. Not everyone needs a podcast. Like, what the fuck is the point of this episode? And the point of this episode, I'm outdoors, so I am going to talk some outdoor musicals, I decided. And what that means is musicals that primarily take place outdoors, like you're into the woods. Um, Actually, I should clarify, when I say I'm going to talk them, I'm going to mention them. I have done no deep dives. I have no notes for this week's episode. This is going to be a true off the cuff. That's why it says probably going to be a squirrel episode. Into the Woods is one of those where Sondheim's score is classic, and it shows some of the genius in his musical writing. But the second act is fucking bonkers. I have never seen this on stage. I haven't even listened to the album all that much. I've seen the Disney movie with Anna Kendrick, James Corden, Meryl Streep, and I enjoyed it for what it was, not knowing what I was getting into at all. Because I thought it was going to be a little bit more like lighthearted. It's dark. The second act of that musical is dark and wild. Johnny Depp as the big bad wolf, very, very creepy. And I was seeing some talk about it where when they do Into the Woods, like Junior, like the kids' productions of it, it's pretty much just the first act because the second act gets bonkers. Um, Also, outdoor musicals, there's a newer one that got pretty critically panned on Broadway a few years ago that was just like a why moment. That was Redwoods with Idina Menzel. Now, Idina Menzel, fantastic vocalist. I absolutely love her voice. From originating the role of Maureen in Rent to bringing Elsa to life in Disney's Frozen. Frozen also mainly outdoor musicals. Um, she is just a beautiful, beautiful voice in the Broadway world. But everything that I saw about Redwoods was what is this movie? And seeing the giant tree, not movie, musical, and seeing the giant tree sets. That's essentially what the outdoor was. One thing, as I was thinking about on Broadway musicals and outdoors, is how difficult it can be to, not in a cheesy way, bring outdoor scenes to life on stage. I feel like that's a lot easier to do in movie musicals. Like Into the Woods, being able to have more of those bigger set pieces and the camera following them, it actually makes you feel like you're in the woods. Whereas when you're just on stage, it's gonna look kind of fake, it's gonna look kind of cheesy. Shrek the Musical is one of those. That's also pretty much all outdoors. And now I saw it on the second stop of the revamped tour, that was with the non equity cast, that people did not love it. And I saw it one of the early stops. So before they had actually done full like Shrek ears, mask, everything on that. It was Nicholas Hambrook, green face, and a headband with Shrek ears at the performance I saw. And the vibe they were going for in the costuming, what they said in the interviews, was to make it look like a production telling the story was being put on, if that makes sense. So like the costumes were very minimalistic. It looked very like community theater esque, and that was where a lot of the criticism came from. It was never about the talent of the cast, because the cast was insanely talented. It was the set design, costume design, and it feeling like a community theater production, production value wise, instead, and have to pay Broadway ticket prices for it. Right. And so that one, they don't do a whole bunch to bring the outdoor scenes to life and try to make it feel like you're in the outsides. It's very much like, oh, we're telling a story. So I don't know. I'm curious. Those of you who have more experience seeing Broadway musicals that take place outside, drop in the comments. What's the one that you think has done the best at bringing the outdoor set piece to life? From there. Other outdoor musicals. I feel like a lot of the Disney movies, like the animated kids Disney musicals from back in the day that I grew up on, are some of those that have a lot of take place outside, right? You have the Jungle Book, takes place in the jungle. That's the whole set piece. Moana is another big one that, for some reason, when I like first started thinking about this, and like I said, I have no notes, but I did have some kind of thought. I'm not just completely hip firing it out here. Um, how Far I'll Go from Moana is the one that kind of popped in my head, because that's when she's setting out on her adventure, and I feel like best kind of encompasses and encapsulates that spirit of the outdoors. Another one that popped in my head, which is a movie that I have not revisited since I was probably 10, is Pocahontas, strictly because of Colors of the Wind. And I never even really enjoyed that song that much. Like Pocahontas was never one that I wanted to revisit. The music didn't, like, besides Colors of the Wind, no songs from the musical come to mind for me. But Colors of the Wind, thinking of it now as an adult, that kind of longing and kind of heartbreak and way of describing the beauty of nature, I think, is beautiful and amazing. Outdoor musicals, The Lion King, obviously, which that's one where when I think about Broadway and Disney, Lion King has long been a staple. It is one of the most celebrated and awarded and long running Broadway shows. Um, but I know it's going to sound bad. I have no real desire to see it. The Disney adaptations on stage, which I get, Lion King is a whole spectacle, another thing. So I say that, and as I've talked about on here, a lot of times they may go in with trepidation to certain shows and not love it. Oh, woodpecker, fun. Um, but and then when I see it live and see the performance and the energy, then I change my tune. So that's probably what would happen with The Lion King. But like Frozen with this last Broadway season that I saw, Broadway touring season, I enjoyed it because I like some of the new songs a lot. Like I Can't Lose You and Monster. I feel like those are amazing songs that really bolster that show. But it's a story, and I get it. I'm not really the target audience for them, right? Like those are more kids shows, kids performance, kids productions. But I just I struggle with it. I like seeing something a little new and fresh, and for lack of a better word, more mature on stage. That's why some of my favorite shows are like Next to Normal, The Last 5 Years, ones that deal with heavier themes and real life themes. But then you see the counterpoint of that. Like I say that, but then Mean Girls is I feel like is so fun. Or Heather's deals with heavier themes as well, but it is also very much a dark comedy. Right? And Book of Mormon, I've said, is the funniest one that I've seen live. But talking about Disney and then Book of Mormon makes me think. I talked about the Lead Center in Lincoln, Nebraska. That's where I see my Broadway touring season. That's where I have season tickets because it takes me 10 minutes to get there from where I live. But Omaha, which is an hour away, announced their Broadway season. And I hate to say it, but it kicks Lincoln's ass. So recap, if you haven't watched that episode, maybe this is your first one with us. If so, I'm sorry, because this is going to be chaos incarnate. But what I'm seeing is an unannounced show, which I'm like 90% sure is Wicked. That it's just unannounced until May because they're in Omaha an hour away in May, and they don't want to keep people from either going to Omaha or being like, I don't want to get season tickets when I just saw that show. So probably Wicked, mystery show. Then Clue for the second one. Water for Elephants, which I'm really excited for Water for Elephants. And then blinking. Probably Wicked, Clue, Water for Elephants, Hamilton, and Shucked. Shucked's the other one, which was just in Omaha in January. So now, granted, it's not coming here until 2027, so there will be over a year before it actually has its production and its run. But I'm struggling to get as excited for it because Omaha announced theirs, and their season is amazing. They're getting Death Becomes Her and maybe Happy Ending on their inaugural touring productions, which is awesome. They're getting Hell's Kitchen, which I don't know much about. It's a bit of a jukebox musical with Alicia Keys music. They're getting Beauty and the Beast, so that's what kind of connected it with the Disney ones in my mind here. Beauty and the Beast, which I do like Beauty and the Beast. That was my mom's favorite movie growing up, so we watched it quite a bit. Also one where Evermore, the new song that was in the live action Disney adaptation, I thought was fantastic and one of my favorite songs in the show. But they're getting Sound of Music as well, The Great Gatsby, which I actually really enjoy. Now, do I listen to the full album front to back? No, but I really love My Green Light, and I love Past Is Catching Up to Me. And there's some other really fun songs in that show, so I would like to see it live. They're getting Sound of Music, which I've talked about on here. I have some Sound of Music fatigue that maybe seeing it live would be what I need to revitalize it for me. Um, because that was when we watched so much growing up. And kind of some heavy themes in that one, too. I mean, you have literal Nazis in it. And then, as opposed to the producers, which has Nazis, but not heavy even remotely. And then for their add-ons, they've got Beetlejuice and Book of Mormon. Which Book of Mormon, said on here, one of the most fun shows that I've seen live ever. So they're just really crushing it. And I debated getting season tickets for that too. But budget-wise, probably not the wisest decision. I will probably just try to snag tickets for Death Becomes Her, maybe Happy Ending, Book of Mormon, Beetlejuice, probably Hell's Kitchen, and Gatsby. So like the majority of them, because there's 7 shows in their season, and then the add-ons are Beetlejuice and Hamilton, and not Hamilton. Book of Mormon. That's the other thing that I kind of struggle with. Lincoln, our season this year, the add-ons, usually at least one of them is another Broadway show. Like it was Hades Town this last season, which ended up being probably my favorite show of the season. Oh, I haven't done a recap on the season. Hades Town, number 1. I didn't get to see Music Man. I mean, I didn't get to see A Christmas Story. Saw Music Man. It was good energy live. Frozen was good. And I don't remember what the other one was. That shows you how memorable it was. The 5th show I couldn't remember was Tina, the Tina Turner musical, the 2nd show in her season. It was October. That was ages ago, eons ago. So don't blame me. Okay, back to the episode. But Hades Town was far and away. Oh, I still have Suffs left. That's the one I was missing. I have Suffs left in May. So May 7th. So right before it comes out on PBS Great Performances. So that'll be good, though. I'll be able to review the show. You guys will be able to watch it on PBS Great Performances. And then even if you haven't been able to see the tour, you will know what the fuck I'm talking about. And Brad has shown interest in joining that episode and reviewing it as well. But the add-ons this year are Riverdance. That, to me, is technically something that was on Broadway, but I do not consider that in my judgy state like a Broadway show. That's not a Broadway add-on to me. That is just an additional show that you are doing. And then the other one is Broadway adjacent enough. It's the Adam Pascal and Anthony Rapp like concert that they show that they do together, that they started at like Studio 54 and they're touring with it now. And that one I'm actually really excited for. After Water for Elephants, that's probably what I'm most excited for. Water for Elephants, Adam Pascal and Anthony Rapp, and then Shucked. And then the rest I'm kind of indifferent on. I do enjoy Wicked and Hamilton, but I've seen both of them. I've seen Hamilton 4 times already. I think I just made myself instantly more hateable on here. Like, I know I have been insanely spoiled with that. And it is an amazing show every time you get to see it. But it just doesn't get the juices flowing like Death Becomes Her and maybe Happy Ending would, because it's new. I like seeing new things. It also just makes you hesitant to get like season tickets once like, okay, we're going to be getting the same shows. Let's get some of these new tours in here. Anyways, I digress. But yeah, Omaha's Broadway season is amazing this year. If you're wanting like floor orchestra for the season, it's running about $900 for the 7 shows. So a little pricier for sure. That's just for one ticket. So in Lincoln, I think it was something like $830 for floor for 2 tickets. So you're paying more for 1 ticket than you are for 2. But Lincoln, we only get 5 shows. They get 7 their season. So that is the very specific regional Broadway season tour talk that you all came here for. We're outdoors. It's a little colder and windy today, but it was -11 on Monday, wind chill. And I may have already said that. So if I did, you're welcome. You get it again. So what else can we talk about outside? The wind is now starting to pick up, so I have to like hold the camera because I'm worried that it's just gonna fall. Things outside. Let's talk about what I consider because we got to pad this episode a little bit. It can be a mini episode, but I don't want it to be like a 10-minute mini episode. That's not fun for anyone. You've been waiting all week for this. I know you haven't. So I want to give you what your little heart desires. Let's see, what do I think are the best things to do outside? And then I'll do a list for the worst. My favorite things, my least favorite things, best. When you have access to a private beach, to be clear, this is not a thing. This is like a dream scenario. But best thing outside, beach with water, clear ocean water right in front of you. That's the perfect scenario. Why I said private beach is because people suck. Stay tuned for my least favorite things with outside list. And so having to deal with a crowded beach is one of the worst things. Man, I'm just saying things I feel like come across super douchey and hateable. Like that, oh yeah, if you're on the beach, you have to deal with people. It fucking sucks, bro. No, but we've got one like big lake beach thing here in Nebraska. It's Lake McConaughey. It's out in the western end of the state, which the western end of Nebraska has just taken a fucking beating the past week. We had insane wildfires with it has been insanely windy, and I think total close to 1,000,000 acres, if not more, burnt because there were multiple large fires going at once. One was over 700,000 acres. I think another one was around 300,000. I could be misquoting the quotes, but it has been rough. It is so many acres of farmland and pasture for cattle, and so many people have their livelihood just ruined and their whole lives ruined. Like, there's not a lot of people in the area where the fire was because it's mostly like farmland, pasture, things like that. And thankfully, not a ton of casualties, but it was rough going on for a week. I do think it's finally now under full containment. But on a lighter note, what I was saying about Western, we have a Lake McConaughey, and it is a man-made lake, but it's got a sand and beach area. So it's one of the few things we have here in Nebraska that's fun. Like, we're landlocked, so you have to find what you can and enjoy it, right? But we'll go there. The in-laws have a place kind of out by there, and so we'll go there on vacation and sitting on the beach in the sand, maybe playing some ladder ball, reading, not drinking because alcohol is illegal on the beach there, drinking water or sodas, going out on jet skis. Like, it's a great time. But I always, when we take vacation, we never just go for a weekend. Like, I try to take a week of vacation because Friday, sometimes Thursday through Sunday, is usually just a madhouse there. And so if you have spots on the beach, you've got someone else like 6 feet from you. And I don't want to be that close to people all the time. I do not want to hear all of your conversations unless they're juicy and I can do some like eavesdropping drama gossip. I do enjoy other people's drama. I just don't want to run the risk of it spilling over onto me. And so it can just like harsh the vibe when you've got other people and you're hearing that noise. Like, I want to be able to listen to the water. I want to be able to listen to the waves, the wind, the birds, the fish jumping up, making a little splashing noise. That I want to be able to listen to that and enjoy that. Other thing, well, we'll do top 5. Second favorite thing to do outside, yard games. I am a sucker for cornhole, and cornhole is one of those. If you're not familiar, if you're either not in the U.S. or you're not in the Midwest, I feel like it started to become more mainstream. Rewatching Shrinking right now, and cornhole plays a surprisingly integral role in season 1 of Shrinking. But it's, if you don't know what it is, I guess I should describe it. They're boards that are on an angle. You put them, I think, 15 feet apart, and you try to throw beanbags into the hole. So you got two teams. That's a goal. That's it. You try to, if you get a point for if it's on the board, 3 points if it's in the hole, cancels each other out. It's a good time. But it's something like bowling, where I do better when I am at least somewhat intoxicated. Like it's a bell curve, like kind of garbage, completely sober. As I start to drink more, get better, and then as I drink even more, then it goes downhill. So I think it's even more integral with cornhole than bowling, though, because bowling, just you and the ball. Cornhole, you almost need the beer in your other hand when you're throwing the beanbag to balance it out. Um, and if not, like my parents don't drink, so when we play cornhole with them, I need a soda or something. Otherwise, I'm dog shit those games because I don't have the proper weight distribution and balance. Third favorite thing to do outside would be probably, or you know what? Best thing about outside, third, sunrises, sunsets, right? I got the sunrise behind me this morning, sunsets. I think those are two of the most beautiful things that you can experience. And if you're in an area, especially kind of where you're more out in nature, where you can experience a sunrise or a sunset without a ton of other just man-made shit getting in the way, it's a truly beautiful thing and one of the most beautiful things that you can experience. Okay, that was three: sunrise, sunsets, long walks on the beach. This is like my dating profile, just audition video. Next, I am going to go with a very spoiled thing, kind of tied to beach, and that's getting to drive a jet ski. Amazing. I love going out in the lake and being able to, you can rent a jet ski some places, but you have to do boater safety course most of the time. So I did at one point in my life pass a boater safety course and have a boating license. So I have a car driver's license and a boating license and a voter's license. So there you go. Lots of licenses. But getting to go out on the water, just you, the jet ski, and the water, am able to go out, and there's not other people around. You can just feel the wind on your face, the waves like splashing against you. Just floor it. It is an amazing feeling, and one of the best. Maybe that's like a top 5 feeling in life. I won't do a top 5 feelings thing on here that could get inappropriate. Don't want to get inappropriate. Keep it somewhat age related. But being able to go on a jet ski, one of the 4 best things, top 4, the 4th best thing you can do outside. 5th, I'm going to do cooking outside, whether it's on the grill, the smoker, a griddle, whatever you may have. That's got to be up there for me. I love just being able to grab a drink, fire up the grill some burgers, steaks, asparagus, all sorts of things that you can grill. And it's a great time. I'm looking to my right. My grill is sad, and I need a new grill because the lines that go to my burners have rusted through all of them, and it is a very sad thing, And so I need to shop. I would love a griddle because I love smash burgers, but you do it in the house and you're just fucked with the grease. Like, you need to mop the floors in my house after it because it just hangs in the air, and I hate that. And so a griddle would allow me to do smash burgers much more frequently. It would allow me to do large scale breakfasts. You could throw some bacon, some hash browns, some eggs on the griddle, do it all. But I don't have a very big deck, and they make those grills now that can swap. It could be a griddle or a grill. You just need to switch the top. So great in theory. If I had a place to store the either grill grates or griddle top when I wasn't using it. So that's my current dilemma. I need to do research and figure out what I want for an outside cooking apparatus. Because I feel like you can't have just a griddle because you need grill marks on some things. I do want grill marks on my steak. Wind gusts. And so it is a little bit of a dilemma that I am faced with right now. So drop comments what you think the best outdoor cooking device is. And if I select what you say, you'll get a shout out on the podcast. That's what everyone aspires to. I think that was 5 now. Beach, yard games, sunrise sunsets, jet ski, grilling. Boom. Fucking nailed it. Sunrise sunsets, caveat, one of my favorite things to do. In-laws, retired, they have an outdoor hot tub. It's nice. And I'm always up way before everyone else there. And so my move on vacation is I will go up to the mini fridge. I will grab a few alcoholic beverages and I will go sit in the hot tub and watch the sunrise. And it is an amazing way to kick off a day of vacation. Highly recommend if you ever have the chance to do something like that. Or if you don't drink, you can do coffee too. I love me some coffee, but then the coffee's not usually ready yet. I would have to make my own thing. But now they have my portable espresso thing. I may do that more often. Bring that with me and do some espresso in the hot tub in the morning. All right, let's move on to least favorite, worst things with outside. And it's very fitting because I can feel my nose clogging up. And I wonder if it's auditorily available on here. But allergies. Allergies kick my ass every year. I did allergy testing last year, and my seasonal allergies, I have like the highest level of seasonal allergies for things that are like every season. Every season. It sucks. They suggested allergy shots, but you have to go like weekly for a year or 2 years. And then after that, for the next year or 2 years, you need to go every other week. That's such a commitment. Such a commitment. Not that I struggle with commitment, but I'm good with commitment for fun things, things I enjoy. I should add a caveat because married people know marriage isn't always fun, but commitment for things that matter, my comfort doesn't matter. So who needs that with allergies? But yeah, maybe this will be the year I do allergy shots. So sitting outside here, I have doomed myself to be wrecked with allergies for the rest of the day. Second worst thing that is really a tie for first, and that's bugs. Just the annoying ones that will bite you. We got these little black gnats here. I will swell up with them. It's miserable. Mosquitoes, things that bother you. I'm sure they have benefit in the ecosystem, the circle of life, if you will. But it ruins like when you're trying to eat outside and you got them always swarming your food. It's miserable. So bugs, get them the fuck out of here. Let me enjoy the outdoors in peace. Third, I am going to go with extreme weather. The worst. I mentioned about how fucking windy it's been, and if it's hopefully it's not getting picked up on audio, but if it is, the wind is picked up this morning. It is not fun at all because it limits what you can do. You can't grill when it's windy as fuck. You can't like enjoy. You definitely can't eat. And then just the extreme like cold. That's no fun to be outside or deal with. You usually have the bad weather like ice or snow with that too. The extreme heat, like I'm a guy, I like when it's in the like 70s, low 80s max. When it's getting in the 90s and 100, miss me with that shit. No, thank you. No one wants that. That's only good if you could then go in the water somewhere. So like a beach or a pool or something where you can get some relief. But the extreme temperature yesterday, when it was 99 here, I stayed the fuck inside. I'm like, I am not going outside today. And same for when on Monday I was inside at work because it was a work day, so I didn't really have a choice. But I stayed inside that day too. -11 is stupid. And it was windy as hell. I think it was actually like 10 degrees outside, but the wind chill dropped it to -11, which is insane. So we have allergies, bugs, extreme weather. What else? Said 5. Oh, people. when it's nice weather outside, the people suck. People suck in general. So having to be around more people, there are people outside. So that's why if you can get the fuck away from people and go to like a state park or somewhere and go hiking, maybe look at me, I'm not a hiker, but if you can escape, that is good. But if you are forced to be around large groups of people, a lot of times, that's just the worst. The worst. That's how I feel like outdoor concerts are so hard for me to get tickets to, because I feel like, one, you're packed. I mean, any concert, you're with a lot of people. But this is more an extreme weather comment. I struggle getting tickets for them because they'll be like, ooh, go to this outside concert in August. I'm like, it is going to be humid as fuck and 100 degrees outside. That's not when I'm going to enjoy this music. So people were 4, and 5 will be, this is just because I'm a curmudgeon, but campfires. Uh, we try to make campfires happen when you're outside doing anything. And don't get me wrong, I see the benefit in them. It can be cozy, but this ties to my allergies that fucks my shit up. I don't like constantly smelling like smoke. It makes me congested. Like right now, I was fine when I came out here to record. I cannot breathe through my nose at all. So I'm sure that is a treat to listen to. On that note, that was 5 things. It's been over half an hour. I think it's time to wrap up this podcast. I gotta go take a break, and it's also time. I need some coffee. It's 8 o'clock in the morning now, and I need my caffeine boost. So this nice little fun outdoor squirrel episode random grab bag was done completely uncaffeinated and without notes. So boom, give me credit for that, please, and thank you. But I hope you enjoyed this. This was, if this is your first ever episode with a podcast, 1, there's no way you're listening at this point still. 2, thank you. Subscribe, follow, share, comment, all that fun stuff. Next week, I will be going through what is coming to streaming in theaters in April. So make sure to tune in for that. That should be a fun little highlight. I debated doing that for this week's episode, but so many streamers now, they don't release any like info on shit until it's much closer to the month happening. So that will be coming out next week, and then we'll see. Suffs is I will talk about in May. Next month is April, though. I don't know what movie we'll be doing in April, so stay tuned for that. Subscribe to our socials. Instagram, I guess, is really the only social I'm active on, at Down Once More Pod. Subscribe, follow, share the pod. We're on all the audio platforms, YouTube, wherever you found us on. That's where you should be. So appreciate you all. Thank you all. Love you all. Don't forget to go down once more. Later.